Hey everybody, how you doing? We are back again with another half-ass review. This time we're looking at a game called Distant Worlds 2. This game was brought to us by, developed by Matrix Games and Codeforce. I think it is mainly Codeforce, but I'm not 100% sure. It is published by Slytherin Limited. It's a little RTS game. It's really in-depth with the numbers. It's one of those games I kind of feel like ends up kind of being dangerously close to Spreadsheet the game, the sequel. As you can see here, we have a lot of customization to how you can do your star systems, your galaxy setup. Anywhere between 300 stars to 2,000 stars. You can change the size of the ultimately how big it is, like how much space it takes up, and how dense the nebulas end up getting. Also, the shape. How if it ends up being just a bunch of galaxies on the edge, some in the middle also in the edge, or you could also do the sparse ones that are just kind of like all over the place. Or even clusters like this. All kinds of things. Of course, then we also get into a little bit more in depth of how we can customize it. You start where you're starting at, like whether you're going to be pre-warp, starting expansion, young, expanding, mature, or old. These, of course, just kind of affect where you're starting technology-wise and where everyone else is starting. Tech level, I think, goes almost a little bit more in depth as to where you're specifically starting out. Galaxy aggression, of course, will determine how aggressive the other factions are, or other races that are out there. And then we've got difficulty, which requires very little explanation. We all know what difficulty is. It changes how hard the game is. Research speed, something that involves how quickly you end up moving up in the world. That is also affected by your race too. And then there's the visibility. You can change whether you can see ahead or not. And research pathing, whether you want it to be fixed or random, just basically determines if you're able to know what's coming anyway. And then you can also affect how many pirates are in the world, because pirates are a thing in this world. They are definitely a thing, and you can affect how strong they are. There's a lot of customization to this game. Almost too much. Then we get into what do you want to be? Your race, you get to pick between 7 different races, each one having their own different stats and pluses and negatives, we'll say that. And there is a ton of numbers going back and forth involving things like how quickly they develop, how they develop, who they like, who they don't like. Actually, that's one thing I noticed, is it seems like nobody really even likes each other at all. Some people are a little more tolerant of others. Here, we'll get to see here if I scroll down there. Yeah, you see that? Just get a little taste of that. Those are all red. And that's across the board. So keep that in mind. Some of them are more merchant-like the Tekken. They are also very good engineers. But the thing is, they don't seem to develop quickly. So they're kind of like the makeshift guys, like bubblegum and duct tape dudes. And then you've got things like the Bhaskara here, which are hideous and terrifying. But you can play as them. Once you've gotten through all of that, picked your race, then it comes to time to determine what kind of game do you want to play. Do you want it? What kind of winning victory, or what kind of victory conditions do you want? Do you want to make it so that everybody has to have a certain amount of territory claimed up, or how much of the galaxy population? Or set everything off and just play sandbox. There are, again, just like everything else, there's a ton of customization to this game. And then you can even change the actual threshold of how much, like, of everything. So 75%, 80%, 100%, 40. Make it so that start date is a thing. So, like, you have it so that the game... That gets all very in-depth. I'm not doing that right now. It's already hurting my head. No. Moving on. Let's just get into the gameplay. Now, the gameplay, we have an RTS style game here. It can be pretty much automated if you want it to be. In fact, it starts out pretty much automated. You can also change it so that things are almost totally manual, and you have to control every single little aspect. If you're just starting this game out, I definitely don't suggest doing that. I suggest letting it be kind of automated for you, because it'll even give you missions to help you kind of get to know what you should be doing next. Some of those missions will also become a little bit excessive, but hopefully it won't take you too long to figure that out. I put some time into playing this game, and I mean, it was kind of fun, and I probably will keep playing it some more. I don't know if I'm going to really feature it too much on this channel. We'll see. It is visually kind of pretty. And you can kind of tell when a planet has an atmosphere, like this one has an atmosphere, and you can see the little bit of a bubble around it. Not all places have atmosphere. Some of them are moons that are atmosphereless, but they still have minerals and stuff. And you'll just have to send an exploration ship out there and have them go search that planet or moon and figure it out. Find out what is there. And then from there you determine whether you want to put a mining station up, a research station, or try to actually colonize it. The game is pretty much all about expansion and trying to get out there and explore and find what there is. Nice thing about a game like this, there is pretty high replayability in this if you end up enjoying yourself enough. Simply just through the fact that it is a procedurally generated world, and you can kind of make it into whatever you want it to be with the amount of customization there is. In conclusion, this is a pretty decent little game with a single player gameplay with an MMO scale to it, and with a real-time battle system that has a, as they put it, that has a turn-based feel, which I didn't feel that. I just felt like I was getting ripped on. But, you know, I haven't been playing that long yet, so maybe in the future I'll get better at the combat. I was also playing as the Tegans. Or Teekans. Tegans. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe and come back for more. Bye.